was a fantastic dinner. Thank you for cooking it for us. That is so rude. Well, if you don't like my cooking, then I guess you have to do without.
Relax! You guys, it is my pleasure. It is the least that I could do after you let me stay in your place.
What are you talking about? You're always welcome here. You can stay over as long as you like. We certainly have space for it.
Thanks you guys. Anyway, let me clear up the dishes.
No, let me and Soot do it. You have done enough with the cooking and all. Hush, you lazy cat. It will do you good to exercise a bit. I didn't want to say anything, but you're getting really pudgy.
You guys are a riot. Anyway, I will just go out and walk across the grounds. I guess I will also practice my sword. It will not do to be rusty. You never know when I will need it.
Yes, go on. I will also be reading tonight's spooky story in a short while. See you later. Stop complaining. You have to pull your own weight around here, you know, you little freeloader. Anyway, welcome to American Girl Doll Horror Stories, where every Sunday, we will share a spooky story that will send shivers down your thorny spine. I am Gloomy Sunday and I am your narrator. And of course, my cat, Soot. Without further ado, let me call my book of shadows so we can begin tonight's spooky story. By what creeps, what crawls, by what does not. Book of Shadows, dilly-dally on. The creepy little psychic. This story is from the perspective of a teacher who discovers that her new student, Agatha, may be hiding a strange and mysterious ability under her cute and sunny appearance. I teach children between the ages of 3 and 6. I enjoy my work and take pride in their development. You get odd children every now and again, but I have one child that sticks out most. We all call her Agatha. She's what can only be described as a small child. Almost doll-like in stature and features. Red puffy cheeks, baby blue eyes and long blonde hair. To be honest, when her parents first brought her in for the first time, I did think she was a doll and almost laughed in their faces. She is a quiet child, polite and usually thoughtful. But recently the things she comes out with are beyond disturbing. It started last week when a young boy named Jacob came crying to me during the morning break period. I managed to make out the words "My mommy is going to get rid of my daddy" through his blubbering and wailing. Of course, a lot of children are thrown in between their parents during a divorce, so it wasn't unusual for a child to get upset about it during school hours, but we had never had a case of a child predicting another child's parents separating. When I found out it was our well-mannered Agatha, I was shocked and almost didn't believe it. I called in Agatha during the lunch break and sat her down at one of the wooden benches that the kids sit on to eat lunch.
Have I done something wrong, Mrs. Mellon?
Her little dungarees and Aryan looks made her look so innocent. Despite her ability to melt the hearts of anyone she talked to, I powered through and confronted her about Jacob. She straight out denied saying it. I asked patiently one more time and she denied it again. Jacob had no proof it was Agatha, so I let her go. Within a week, 5 more children came to me all crying about things Agatha had said. Each time they had gone progressively worse. The first was listing details of what sort of things went through a person's thoughts in their final moments. Another memorable one was Agatha telling a child that they would kill someone in a car accident at 27 years old and commit suicide due to their guilt at 32. I confronted Agatha and told her that she had to stop.
No, Mrs. Mellon, I don't have to stop. I haven't done anything wrong,
she said in response. I reached my limit and called her parents that afternoon. I ordered them to come to my office and discuss Agatha. The dad never showed, apparently he just could not leave his work, but her mother did. She didn't look anything like Agatha. Her mother was tall, skeletal, brunette and to be honest looked like she hadn't seen sunlight in months. I spoke and read off the list of comments Agatha had made. When I eventually finished my rant about her disturbed little cherub, she just apologized and said she would talk to Agatha. I wanted to say more, but the mother just slipped out her chair and glided out of the door. I swear she made no sound as she left, not the slightest footstep. 2 days later we received a letter from Jacob's mother explaining that his grandmother would be caring for him whilst her and her husband dealt with some family issues at home. Agatha has behaved for the past week. Her behavior has been out of the ordinary though. She sits by herself staring at the clouds and the sun, well, the sky, in general, to be honest. She came up to me at lunch and asked if she could talk to me about something. We went and sat at the bench I first confronted her on. Before I could ask what was wrong, she started spewing out facts about the First World War, Nazi Germany, ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, and facts that a child of that age could not have known. She even spoke in what seemed Arabic and then Latin. No one could have known what she was telling me. "Agatha," I interrupted her. "Where have you learned all of this? Who has told you this? Was it Mummy or Daddy?" I was causing a bit of a scene. The 2 other teachers on duty were giving me shifty eyes. Agatha's eyes locked with mine. The blue color almost seemed to be waving and swaying like ocean waves.
I saw it all myself, Mrs. Mellon.
The slightest smile was growing on her delicate face.
I know that hasn't all that well.
It was disturbing hearing such adult use of language coming out of her. I sat there absolutely starstruck. I could feel my jaw hanging open slightly. My lips were trembling. Agatha slid off the bench and landed on her feet. She brushed down her denim dungarees.
Mrs. Mellon, please watch out for the man with the rope tonight. He's waiting in your bedroom.
I just sat there staring at her. She stood there smiling, her little face glowing under the sun.
I am not from this world, Mrs. Mellon.
Agatha spun on her heels, preparing to skip off.
Neither are you.
I went home that night. I called the police on my way home. I told them I thought an intruder might be in my home. The officers went in first. When they came out, they sat me down and offered their apologies. My husband had hanged himself in our bedroom around about lunchtime. While some say that psychic ability is a gift few people have, the truth is that all children are psychic, even though it might not be apparent. Almost all children have some type of psychic ability. The innocent, uncluttered mind of a child allows them to see spirit much easier. As you know, the human brain is divided into hemispheres, the right and the left. The right hemisphere of the brain tends to be more creative, artful and imaginative, what we would consider more childlike. The right hemisphere is also from where psychic ability appears to arise from, as specifically noted in telepathy studies. The most important thing to know is that if your child is showing signs of psychic ability, they need you to believe in them. What they are experiencing is real. Don't be afraid. Talk to them and ask questions. Don't dismiss what they're seeing and feeling. Know that it's okay to build that intuitive muscle instead of pushing it aside. It may go away, but it may also turn into something wonderful later. It sounds like it is coming from the lake. Let's see what is going on there. But that is all for tonight's spooky story. Please come back next Sunday as we share another scary story from the dark side of the world. Again, this is Gloomy Sunday and that is my cat, Soot. Blessed be.